What's up, everyone? It's a struggle out here in these Sonic streets lately. We got nothing to talk about, so let's speculate about the future. Why not? Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing you guys another video. In this video today, we are back again to talk more about Sonic the Hedgehog, and specifically his future, and that includes when we're going to get some announcements on the stuff that is coming, because we're now at that stage where we're like, what's going on? If you guys are wondering why some of your favorite Sonic the Hedgehog YouTubers, including myself, haven't been making as many videos lately, it's because there's nothing to make videos on. Don't get me wrong, I got some stuff in the works, some scripted content that should be with you soon, but yeah, there's just not a lot of Sonic news. I think we all thought we would have at least had some word on the first batch of the Sonic Frontiers DLC by now. Maybe some Sonic Prime stuff, maybe some Sonic movie news, maybe they'd start filming soon, but no. We're still here, and I really don't want to sound like ungrateful because we had an amazing Sonic year in 2022. There was just non-stop coverage, non-stop stuff to talk about, and there's so many amazing things that just released, and the fact that the projects were actually good was just the icing on the cake. We have some stuff coming this year, some stuff I am excited for, but it's like DLC year to 2022 in a way. And we're really just waiting to see what we're going to get, or just hear news on things that we already know that we are going to get. And one of the best ways to do so, and I honestly think is the next time we'll actually hear significant news outside of maybe leaks, is the Sonic Central event that has been taking place for the past 2 years now. There's been a lot of talk about if we will receive another Sonic Central, will we receive another Sonic Central? But also, more importantly, what could we see at another Sonic Central? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. When could we be receiving a new Sonic Central? What could be there? And what would I like to see there? Let's talk about it all right now. Okay, first things first, I think there will be a Sonic Central this year. Sega is always trying to have some kind of event, regardless of what type of event it is, in person, online, to simply make announcements, have a specific day all for Sonic the Hedgehog's future, to break news, to make announcements, whether this was in the form of the Sonic Boom events from the early 2010s, or the South by Southwest panels later in the 2010s. In the 2020s, though, we received the start of Sonic Central, where it was basically just a Nintendo Direct once a year around May to June. The only year we really didn't get one of these was 2020 for obvious reasons, and I don't see why they would stop now. That'd be kind of weird, also kind of dumb. There'd be no better place to make announcements about the future of Sonic the Hedgehog than a Sonic Central, and I think for a fact we will be getting another one. If they'll do one like they did last year, which was kind of underwhelming if we're being honest, a year where there's a lot more mystery around the franchise and the projects that we could be receiving next, I think this is definitely the route to go. Last year there wasn't any real major announcements, it was really all news on stuff that we already knew was coming, and while I loved all of that stuff and I was happy to get it and see it, it was really nothing in comparison to the previous year, where we got like 3 game announcements, a bunch of other stuff. It was so cool. And while I don't think we might receive anything on the same level as the 2021 Sonic Central, we could be receiving something at least close to that level, because one of the announcements I think will assuredly be announced there is Sonic Origins Plus. Now, I did like a live stream a few days ago where I talked to some of you guys about this. Tune into my live streams on Sundays. And while a lot of people would pick up a Sonic Origins Plus and like to see what it's about, a lot of people don't care either. I think Sega entirely botched the launch of Sonic Origins. No one really likes that game. I know they're fans of it, but in the grand scheme of things, it hasn't been received as well as it should have been. It's a simple port. It never received a physical release. It was overpriced for what it was. There wasn't a whole lot of content in there. It just kind of felt super half-hearted in a way. Sonic Origins Plus has essentially been leaked, and you might not even know that because not a lot of people have even really been talking about it that much, because not that many people care. Don't get me wrong, if the game receives a physical release, I will buy every copy, like the past 2 Sonic games to come out. And while I'm sure that this game is a thing and will see the light of day and will be announced there, they're gonna have to put some cool stuff in it. Like I'm hoping maybe Knuckles Chaotix. I'll have to even take some Game Gear titles. There's gonna be something a little more. It's gonna be a hard feat, unlike Sonic Mania Plus, which was an add-on to a very well-received game. That's not the case for Sonic Origins. So we'll see what they choose to do, but I can almost assure you this game will see some kind of announcement at Sonic Central. Also, something I think you could be well assured will be at Sonic Central is some kind of discussion of Sonic Frontiers DLC. We know that there are going to be 3 waves of Sonic Frontiers DLC, and one of them is expected to come on Sonic's birthday, which is in June. We are in March now, which isn't necessarily super close to June, but we're getting there. And I'd expect for there to be some kind of break between the first and second batch of substantial size. So while I do think that we will 100% get the first batch of DLC, hopefully, before Sonic Central comes out, I think you'll at least least hear about the second batch of Sonic Frontiers DLC at Sonic Central. Heck, maybe they might even tease the update for number 3, which is the biggest update of them all, but we'll have to wait and see. Whether it be an actual trailer or something similar to what they did last year, I do think we'll hear more about Sonic Prime, the second batch of episodes to release, so the next 8. We already know that more episodes are coming later this year. It's been confirmed by the official Sonic accounts, Netflix themselves. We even have some images of upcoming episodes, and the show is basically almost done. I don't know the exact time frame on when the next batch of episodes will release, but I think it's a safe bet that we'll see some kind of teasers, some trailers, or some images at Sonic Central for Sonic Prime, because I don't think there will be as much mystery around it. Like, we have an understanding and idea of what Sonic Prime is, so I don't think there will be as much like, oh no, we can't show this. And before we get into like hopes and prayers and like, oh, will we get this, will we get this, I want to talk about what we're not going to get. I don't think that we'll receive any word or maybe even any mention of the Sonic movies. Sonic Movie 3 hasn't even started filming yet. I don't think you'll hear about that Knuckles show that we talked about last week there either, because I have no idea what's going on with that thing. Will Sonic Movie 3 start filming by the time we get a Sonic Central? Potentially, but even then, there's not enough filming that would have been done to warrant a trailer. Even if it was ready, I don't think they would be making their debut at a Sonic Central. And outside of showing off things like merchandise, maybe some mobile game updates, I think and I hope and I pray that there will be a one more thing at the end showing off a brand new game. Now, this is not going to be the next big Sonic game. This is going to be a Sonic Frontiers sequel or the next big 3D thing, but I do think there will be another game announced. I don't think it's going to be Mario and Sonic. I'm still like 50-50 on if that game's going to happen or not. And also I think that they'd announced that at like a Nintendo Direct or something. But I do think that we could see a trailer about a modern 2D game, which has been long rumored. I do think that there's a chance there could be a Team Sonic Racing sequel or a Sonic Racing sequel of some sort. I know a lot of people don't want that because of how mediocre Team Sonic Racing was, but it's a possibility. Maybe something completely different that comes out of the blue that just completely surprises us. Maybe it's just a simple port or a remaster. Whatever the case, I do think there will be another surprise game announcement that we didn't see coming or will be leaked a few weeks or a month before the actual announcement's made. Kind of similar to Sonic Colors Ultimate and Sonic Origins. And with that, I think those are some of the things that will be at Sonic Central, won't be at Sonic Central, and have a slight possibility to be at Sonic Central. Like I said, I do think that this is going to happen. This is not a confirmation of it happening, but I just think it's likely, and this is what I'd like to see happen, and what I think we'll see happen at the actual event. We're in the midst of March right now, so we're not necessarily close to it, but we're inching closer to May, to June, so we look forward to it at that point. I don't think a Sonic Central and knocking out of the park is essentially like crucial to Sonic or the franchise or anything like that. I think Sonic is in a good place right now. He's kind of proven himself as a brand, as a franchise, with the Sonic movies, with Frontiers being a really great thing to actually get right, to gain some respect from that side of the people who consume Sonic. But I do think you have to keep the engine going, you have to keep the franchise rolling, and right now, we're kind of like, you know, slowing down a bit. I'm not saying we need to pump out like a new project every single month. That'd be ridiculous. This isn't like a Star Wars sized franchise here. But with the massive year that the franchise had in 2022, I think 2023 really does need to carry the momentum of it with some new games, with some new content, and thankfully we are getting that. I just really hope we hear about more of it sometime soon. And there's no better place to hear about it soon than a Sonic Central. So with that being said, I think it's coming soon, and I think we're all going to enjoy it when it finally is here. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that we're getting a Sonic Central this year? If so, what would you like to see there? What's a dream project? Even if it's incredibly unlikely, what would you like to see announced at Sonic Central that have you going insane? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow me on social media. Links to my Twitter and Instagram are listed below. You can follow this, my season, my live feature and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the #1 destination on YouTube for all things Sonic, whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more. We talk about it all. Like I've been saying for the past few videos, guys, I would really like to be getting more content out to you guys, and I'm going to with stuff like, you know, scripted videos, which I basically have to return to get content out to you guys at this point. But news is just so slow right now that I have to do stuff like this where we have discussions. But don't worry, we're approaching the summer. Things are going to start heating up soon, so stick with me, and I'll of course be the first here to keep you all updated on everything. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Woo!